Hello, Transurfer and the Transurfing Curious. My name is Renee Garcia and this is Alice in Wonderland TV. I'm going down the rabbit hole with these lessons, guys. My God, I'm like trying to plan them out in my mind and I start tripping out because I'm seeing so many euphemisms and all sorts of meaning behind certain parts of the Alice in Wonderland story that I never saw before. And I'm like, oh my God, either the dude that wrote this was on acid or he was a natural transurfer, or something else. This is pretty mind-blowing stuff. This lesson in particular, I don't even know where to start with this. Like, there is so much going on with the little potions and biscuits that Alice starts eating once she falls down the rabbit hole, and what they signify. Oh my God, mind-blowing. So remember to like this video and comment below. My world is taking care of me. To enter my daily giveaway for my reprogramming stickers and Reality 2.0. Go down the rabbit hole big time. My God, there's all sorts of stuff to trip out on in that teachable course. So with that, let's get started. So where I left off in the last lesson, Alice had followed the rabbit to the rabbit hole. The rabbit signified her quest for knowledge, and the rabbit hole, you know, she fell in this part of the story. She didn't jump, she fell. So she realized once she started falling that there was no going back to where she had come from, which was the forest, the real world reality as she had known it. And she hits the bottom of the hole. She realized there's no going back. And then of course, within moments, she is up for her first temptation, which is to eat something. And she starts to encounter these little biscuits and treats and drinks and things that say, eat me and drink me. So what the hell is going on here? Well, eating and drinking, as I put up here, eating and drinking show that Alice cannot control her position in Wonderland, in the Wonderland food chain, and her maturity levels and her curiosity are leading her to unpredictable events and uncontrollable change and circumstances. And this is a really, really good analogy that we can all resonate with, right? I mean, how many times were you curious, or did something pop up in your reality leading you to an action that had either consequences or started a facilitated change of some kind, and you then entered into a new reality as a new version of you, either maybe better or not as good? Oh my God, it's so amazing. Like, if you really break it down, it's how this is our lives, right? This is our lives as human beings. So for me, what I see absolutely in the story is self-control issues. And I saw some saying the other day, damn, I should have taken a screenshot so I could include it. Maybe I'll include it down below in the comments. It was a Tibetan saying about one's ability to control what they eat or drink is really a parallel for how they are able to control themselves within their reality. I can't remember exactly what the saying was, but it was something along those lines. And I know for me personally, I've had my own challenges with food and alcohol and drugs. I mean, my God, this could be really applied to drugs and alcohol, right? And I'll get more into, you know, going small, because remember, Alice eats some of these things and they make her turn into a tiny little miniature version of herself. And then sometimes she eats the things and she's really, really big, right? So these could definitely represent drugs and alcohol and your ability to make the right, or lack of ability to make the right choices for yourself in your reality, to be confronted, challenged, offered. I mean, this is a great representation of peer pressure when we were younger, right? Other children or well, I guess they weren't children, but teenagers and peers pushing us to try our first drink, take our first drug. And in this case, I'll tell you guys something a little bit salacious. When I was 15 years old, the first drug I ever took, even before I smoked weed, I dropped acid. No, I wasn't 15, I was 14. In junior high, there were kids that were passing around acid tabs, and I was a real loner. I totally kept to myself. I had no idea what acid was. I knew what drugs were, but not the type of drugs that were in schools. Like, I grew up in a very rich culture of meth use, so I didn't really understand acid, but kids were saying, hey, we got this stuff and blah blah blah, and sure enough, I was Alice in Wonderland eating the eat me thing, and this kind of changed my way of thinking for the rest of my life. I mean, there were massive I don't want to say consequences. It opened up my mind, but I definitely think that being 14 years old, dropping acid in junior high was the equivalent to Alice eating eat me treats and drinking potions in Wonderland. So these definitely represent curiosity. For sure, 100%. And again, self-control issues, it really gets down to, are you curious? Are you willing to deal with the consequences? Are you able to weigh the good and the bad? Do you have enough information, right? Or are you just one of those people that jump, kind of like I did eating acid as a teenager and not having any idea what I was getting myself into? So getting to some of the eats and drinks make us big and small. I really equate this to the induced transition, right? Or the wave of fortune. We consume things, and not only food or drink or drugs or alcohol. We consume all sorts of things in our reality all the time, with media, with relationships, with knowledge. You're consuming this video right now, and some of the things we consume make us big, and some of the things we consume make us small. And when they make us small, in my mind, my interpretation of that is experiencing an induced transition. So what I like to say is we pay for everything in life, absolutely everything. We pay in some way. We either pay monetarily, we pay energetically, we pay spiritually, we pay physically, we pay with our time. Everything we consume, everything we digest, we have to pay the price for that thing, and that we end up getting a result, but there's also a price to be paid. So I believe, and please correct me if you think that my take on this is all wrong, I believe that Alice eating and drinking the little biscuits and potions are her consuming different things now in this adult version of herself in Wonderland, where the rules are totally different and she has no idea the consequences or rewards for her actions. And she grows big and she grows, or shrinks down small, and really is she's captivated by these unpredictable events and uncontrollable changes. So give a little story, or tell me something that happened to you in your life, like me eating acid in junior high, something that made you big or small, or something that you ate that had some very unpredictable consequence. I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think about my breakdown of Alice in Wonderland, eating and drinking biscuits and potions in Wonderland, and what results as a cause of those actions. So remember to like this video and comment below. My world is taking care of me, and Teachable course Reality 2.0 down below, y'all. Thanks so much for watching my video. Bye.